Morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Just a reminder, everything we're about to do is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. We do not trade with live funds. And this is strictly just used to demo and paper trade. You guys should be able to see my normal screen now. Welcome. If you guys could just give me a second, I just want to make sure everybody on the Discord side knows where we're at so that they're not sitting there waiting for us to show up anywhere. Any questions that you guys have, just let me know. We're actually currently what our system is saying. But just give me 1 second so I can make sure everybody's over here. Come on. Almost there. Last step. There we go. Just posting links. Sorry for anyone that was saw the YouTube thumbnail. It shows that it said PM instead of AM. I just know one of our members let us know that. So apologies. Last tag on Discord, and then I'll be here with you all. There we go. Let's go. Sweet. All right, everybody. Any questions you guys have, feel free just to let me know. But as of right now, we have NFP release in 13 minutes. Usually a high amount of volatility is going to be injected into the markets. We have the ES futures on left side. Also, it'd be like SPX SPY type folks. And as of right now, you can see we had some closes below the box right to the tick on our weekly system. And then now it has pushed back up again, and there's no close above or below. Therefore, currently, the only thing we can be is neutral. So last NFP, we called the bullish move that happened immediately, but that's because we had a bullish confirmation, as in like you had a candle that closed above the box to go long. But right now, we don't have that. So this is going to be one of those ones that I bore you a little bit, but this is how you follow rules and how you be mechanical. But as of right now, you can do nothing. So you can't touch the ES. And then the NQ over here is neutral as well. I mean, there was a small close that's up here, but the problem is when this is happening, the ES has already told us to flip the direction. So as of right now, from all the consolidation that we have between our boxes, you can see our system is trying to save us from getting into any of this mess, that's all that is. It's the same story that during NFP, after the NFP release, 15 minutes later, if we get a close above here, we can look for longs, or if we get a close below here, we can look for shorts. And then True Algo members, you should be able to see it as well, that we would need the ES to drop pretty far to go into a short position down here. So it's going to be a whole bunch of hurry up and wait, at least on the ES and NQ, but that's our rules. And so now looking over here on the right side of our screen, the US 30 isn't an active short. So this is what we're looking for to happen overall. And then statistically speaking, if you look at this, let me show you what the average move looks like. Here's the average move on US 30. But as you can see here, that's a close slightly below the box, or slightly more below the box. I will look at gold. And one of the coolest things about our stats that sometimes people don't realize, especially if you guys aren't a part of our group, is whatever the win rate is, that's the percentage chance you will never close above the average stop. But in this case, I just want to show you something. The real stop should be extended through this box, and so we can handle retracement, and so that next entrance can be right there. And then the average win would still remain in the same spot, which is right here, offering you a 3.5 to 1, which is what we'd be looking for. But I just want to again show you something really cool, that this is our average stats, and 63% of the time you will never close above the stop loss. And as you can see here, even though they had that heavy retracement, it never closed above. I understand these little wicks here, but our stop loss has to extend through the box. This is something we teach you. It's different than what you hear from other places. So our goal is to always do everything different than everybody anyways, because if 95% of people, we don't want to do what the 95% do. So US 30, the only thing that's in an active short. What I'm going to do now is check the Russell and the SPY, and then I'll get to commodities, gold and silver here shortly. Right here on the SPY, right side of your screen, it's neutral. How do we know that it's neutral? If you guys look closely, you can see it has not hit a box. So again, reminder what I'm saying about the ES and NQ, that they have no move right now because they're neutral. And now the SPY is also neutral. So it means you can't do anything. Hello, Oliver. And then over here on the Russell, it had a nice quick little win, hit our 80% wall, reversed back down, had another bullish confirmation, and now is retraced and rejected downwards. And then for me, this isn't a place to now do anything. Same thing with the other indexes because they're all saying nothing or they're telling you to go bearish. So another one of those things that like this could be a bearish confirmation, and then a new bullish confirmation would be above here. If True Algo members, if you're playing off of the original longs that pushed up here, then this would be one of the best spots you could get into for retracement to try to push up, because even just the average would get you towards back to the top of the box. But it's totally appropriate to not be in any of this position from the earlier closes that we had. Again, that was right before the London session. Tesla is neutral. Apple looks like it's just about to flip bearish for the NFP release. That could mean we want to push down. Microsoft is actually confirmed bullish over here, and Nvidia is neutral. So Nvidia is neutral, Tesla is neutral, Apple is confirmed bullish, even though this current candle is looking like it wants to confirm bearish. So we'll come back over here and see what it says here. This is for options, folks, but you can't open options for another hour. Gold, folks, you are looking for reasons to be in an active short position right here. That's an active short. And then silver was also confirmed short earlier as it's pushed down. And then now here at the very bottom, silver is trying to flip the system bullish. I know not many of you guys play silver, but you play gold. Right now, gold's only looking for reasons to push down. And then if we get a bullish confirmation above the box here, then we can look for a long position. But as of right now, gold can only be looking for lower. Oil, folks, you guys are 100% wins today. There was a short here right before a London Open into another one right here. There was actually a loss right here, a small one, a very small loss. And then now you are in an active bearish confirmation, shorting downwards. And that's the only thing that we can look for. And then the biggest thing here is currently DXY is confirmed bearish. So it looks like this. And then the euro is currently confirmed bullish. So statistically speaking, and I showed you guys this last time with our system, this means that DXY wants to push down, the euro wants to push up, and that means NFP would be bullish again. That's what this is saying. But last time the NQ had a bullish confirmation for us to take up there. And so that's the only big difference from right now. So we shall see here shortly. But DXY is at least telling us that we should again have a bullish NFP session. So we'll see. Now we have 6.5 minutes of boringness until the candle prints. If you have any questions, let me know. Crypto folks, Ethereum is in an active long position, but Bitcoin is not. So Bitcoin is neutral. And then even worse, Tether looks the same. Crypto folks, you guys see this? I know not all of those of you watching aren't crypto folks, but this is really rare crypto. Ethereum and Tether look identical right now. So that is a red flag, right? So the only way to take a position on ETH or Bitcoin, Tether has to be confirmed the opposite direction. So huge red flag of not to be in crypto right now until you get a Tether to confirm bearish below the box, which would help the long position on ETH. So just means statistically speaking, this is going to be hard to play out. So a whole bunch of neutralness on this opening candle. And Ryan, I appreciate that, bud, because that just means you're learning how to use the system really well. Because they're saying to not do anything right now. Nvidia was above WR7 yesterday and it crashed. Is that what we saw on Sunday that was going above WR6? Yeah, so Diego's talking about NVIDIA right here, right side of our screen. I can make it bigger. And so, Diego, I'll rewind. I don't have, for day trading things on Stocksland, we don't use the weekly system, or at least I don't with you guys. Because look, where you saw WR7 on the weekly system, and then you said it started to crash. Look, this is why I teach you guys to only use the daily system when you're moving each day on stocks. And as you can see here, that's where you said that WR7 hit. But yes, I do agree that there's less than a 2% chance you'll close above it. But look how perfect it was. This is the daily reversal, correct? And sure enough, NVIDIA stopped in its tracks and then nothing but down. Consolidate after that. So, and right now it's neutral, even though it's still trending on that weekly bullish. That's why you just use the day system to guide you. Microsoft is pushing up, everybody, more. You guys see this right here? 4 minutes from NFP. DXY is pushing up really, really strong. Euro is pushing down. Indexes have been following DXY, everybody, lately. But the news events, usually that's when the rules come back to normal. Whatever direction DXY goes in, the index futures go the opposite direction. Welcome, AK. Is H-bar... is that for crypto? I'm trying to think. That's a crypto coin, right? I don't even know if we don't support all crypto coins. Trying to see if I can pull it up, and just to be nice. Oh, it's a DeFi coin too. I don't think we have this one, but I'll check it. We don't have all crypto. Oh no, we do. There you go. So right now, H-bar is in a active bearish confirmation. You see it? Came up, hit this box, little to close above, small loss, and then right here, bearish confirmation, and now you're in a big win. So there's H-bar for you, bud. And if you were to ask what to do now, the only thing you can be doing is looking for it to finish out the move. It has to hit this box, and then if it closes up, bullish, close below, bearish. And just like that, you don't have to do any technical analysis or any of the other daily bias assumptions. You go to other places. That's all Hindsight tools. You're welcome. 2 minutes from NFP. I'm going to keep flipping back and forth from the indexes and Forex side. Again, DXY is still telling us to look for reasons to be bearish on DXY and then bullish on everything else. If you're using crypto, yes, to your question. So Gene is asking why set the short right here instead of right here or right here. Every single one of those, Gene, is like even this one right here. Like this is an active short. This is an active short. Any bearish candle that closes below the box, that's a bearish candle for a short. This is a bearish confirmation for a short. Even that one's a bearish confirmation. Any of those. But when I show you guys the stats, this would be the average move. So when you enter into a position on any of these other bearish confirmation candles, you still use the stats from the very first position. I can assure you, Matt, it's just water. Sorry if it's that loud into the mic. I apologize. After the stream, it'll be coffee time. NFP is just about to release, everybody. Reminder again, the ES and NQ were neutral. US 30 is in a bearish confirmation. That's not enough for me. And there's your confirmation. And then just showing you guys what we said about with DXY. It's really cool. Look. Actually, DXY is moving the same exact direction as index futures. Index is pushed up. And then if we close above the box here, then that would be a new bullish confirmation to take a long idea on the ES and NQ. Russell has now muscled up. Remember we said before, guys, if you were in that long position and you're taking the retracement into your advantage, now you just hit the average win. Reminder, it was drawn like this. Like that's the first position from one of these. And then if you got into retracement, this is what the stop would look like. And then 92 would be your average win. You can see it's pushed up way more than that at this point, 18.6. SPY, if closes above, it'll go from being neutral to being bullish. ETH still holding that long idea. By the way, gold was a nice win. It was like one of the ones, again, we said that talked about being confirmed and allowing to play out in our favor. It did travel the average win, by the way. Let me show you. This is what gold looks like on average. It's really cool to see from a live setting, just showing you. Again, these are the short confirmations. The average win on gold is a $9.50 move. And just showing you, it's important to see this from a live setting. Do you see where they're taking profit? There's no other reason over here. They're literally taking profit because $9.50 is our average and it's on top of our box. So hopefully that helped you guys. And now it looks like it's just up, and away as we continue this bullish trend. Microsoft still playing out. Like we said, Apple's actually in retracement now. Tesla's trying to push above to go from being neutral to being bullish. Same thing with NVIDIA. So again, about 13 minutes, everything could would have a bullish confirmation, and that just means we would be looking for a bullish outlook for the New York Open. So cool on gold. Like, I need you guys to see this from a live setting. If you're ever wondering like why your ideas don't work, like you back test like a boss, but for some reason it does not work on live candles, this is why. Because when you back test, you don't feel what's going on this candle right now. So whatever the time frame you use, most of you guys use 1, 3, and 5 minute, which we do not use. We use the 30-minute for everything, unless it's index futures and stocks. We use a 15-minute time frame. So like, if you didn't take profit at our average and we give you the average win ahead of time, then that push up against your position in a live setting, you'll destroy your profits. But when you back test, you're like, oh, it hit my win. I'm good. I can move on. But this is what's so important about getting live coaching help. I just want you guys to keep seeing this. The average take profit that we show you is not an accident. And again, look down here. Average win, 95. Click this, 95. So cool. The box is just adding another layer of confluence to the idea about taking profit on your shorts rather than holding it forever. Because here's the thing, gold folks, once you close below this box, this would be a new valid short position. And it would look something like this. And then this one would have further to run. So you actually could get 2x the gold short here, potentially on the next close. So this one is done. And then just move on. Congrats, carry on. Art carry on. If you guys see what she's saying, she's telling you what I just said down here. That we had our bearish confirmations. I'm not awake during the London session, at least when it opens. And so if you're not awake, or if you were, and then this is the prime place that I told you for, you're still in retracement. It's a very big box, so the situational concepts are a little bit different because the situation is different. And then from here, that's what she's able to do. So congrats, carry on. If you actually got all the way up to level 4 up here, I mean, that's literally 18 points. It's crazy. Good job. Sometimes that's the benefit of you just wake up and you get the idea. So for any of you guys watching, I think trading is made to be way too hard for most people because they're taught to use as many different concepts and technical analysis tools, and you have to check every different time frame. And as soon as you change the time frame, everything conflicts. And so it's much easier to, like Carrie Ann just said, wake up, look at the chart, look at where we close on our boxes, and then be able to formulate your idea. We still have 11 more minutes, so again, it's going to be a little bit boring here while we wait, everybody. You can see that 4x is trying to push up against the ideas. And then if DXY can close above, that would be a bullish confirmation. Euro closes below, bearish confirmation. Crypto, you guys see what I mean? Even though ETH is still bullishly confirmed, so is Tether. So it's like you don't want to touch this area. And then you guys can see really clear, like, look, There's not a single hit on any box from Bitcoin. Like, looks like this. This is the definition of neutral. Like, don't do anything. Apple's now moving up as the position shows. You see across the board how everything is bullish or about to flip bullish from a close above our box. And then it'll be long city. Just means that we'll push up stronger on Russell SPY and the other index futures. Nah, Carrie Ann, don't feel like that. It's okay. Though you were closer to your stop loss, that's the best time to be aggressive because your stop loss is really close. But you also had a news event too coming in, you know what I mean? So in hindsight, you could say, I wish I would have opened more contracts right here because you want to make the biggest win possible. But remember, you could have lost too. And I can guarantee you, if you would have lost, you wouldn't have said, I wish I would have sized up bigger. You know what I mean? So don't feel like that. It's all good. Just try to be consistent. I actually might leave here and make a coffee here in a second. Just because I know we can't do anything for 7 minutes. So those of you that are not members, you'll probably be really bored or frustrated that I leave like that. But there's just nothing to do until that happens. Again, we're talking about the very next candle close. I agree with what Bart is saying. It's kind of like where a lot of people's pitfalls come in, right? Like you guys, it's always like, oh, I won. I wish I would have entered in more so I could win bigger, which is a hindsight concept. If you didn't take profit here and now it's pushing against your profit because you feel like most people think if you close your winning position, it's just going to keep going in your favor and you lost out on more profit. And don't ever treat yourself like that. That's not what you do in real trading. Real trading is you have take profit goals always. And with our system, everybody, it's either a box hit or the average, whichever one comes first. And again, if I want to see something really cool right here. It didn't even go that full average here on the initial position. You guys can see this. I'm going to slide this over. This is the initial long position. Look, it missed the full average. Again, average win is 92, kind of like what I showed you guys on gold earlier. By the way, gold's pushing up even more from what I can see from our take profit. It missed it by 1 point or 10 ticks. Okay, that's within like 88% of the average move, but it's important. Look, it hit a true algo box. That's a win. So this is take profit 1, this is take profit 2. But as you saw her, she got in here. And so, I mean, the average win already is only 92 points. That's a $9.20 move. If you're able to get $17 move out of here, don't tell yourself again in hindsight, like, I wish I would have held longer or I wish I would have added more in. It's just a recipe for disaster. And then reminder, guys, don't be the type of person that whatever you win today, you have to make tomorrow. That's another recipe for retail traders to get wrecked. You guys see how we're just pushing up still? Again, look at the stocks that I keep covering. Everything is bullish or about to confirm bullish. Apple bullish, Microsoft bullish, Nvidia about to confirm bullish, Tesla about to confirm bullish as well. So there's no reason to question the longs that you're holding or pushing through. SPY, though, is going to be a little bit of an issue on the next candle as SPY has hit the box. And to show you guys again what I was talking about on gold, you see how the take profit now and how it's pushing up higher? You have to see this live. There's no other reason, again, I keep saying this to you all, to take profit here or for people to take a long position or like open a new short at the low. It's like you've hit our box. And look how crazy this is. What I mean about live positions versus hindsight. If you did not take profit at our box or at our average win, which is dictated in the stats, now look, the position is completely gone. Just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Cool? And also, that's a tremendous win on gold. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. It will be a little bit boring now for the next 6 minutes. ES hitting the 80% wall, everybody. Same thing with US 30. Same thing with Russell. So that's 3 out of 4 indexes that are all hitting the wall. I wish Apple was up higher. Just looking at where Tesla, Microsoft almost is there. So so should have a little bit higher to go up, especially with where Apple is, even if it's just to get Apple right there. So should have one more leg of upward motion before New York Open. And then we'll see where the candles have closed right before New York Open to decide directional idea confirmation. Just showing you guys again the power of the system. Crypto folks, if you guys are here, look at the candle. Like the definition of neutral, right? There's literally a wick on both sides and it's almost in the 50% point of the candle. But our system is also neutral because as you guys can see, there was no hit of the box short, hit of the box long. It is neutral. That means stay out. Get out of the way. Don't get in the way. You guys are funny. Let me get back to your question. If the person's asking, I feel like the system needs to add RSI. Why? You understand that RSI is different on every time frame, right? So like, I can show you. So like, do you think the RSI somehow told you to push up here? I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I'm asking you. So do you understand how RSI works? The reason why I'm asking is like, so we stay on the 15-minute time frame. And some of our members like to use RSI. Watch, I'll show you. So look, this is the companion indicator, and check this out. There's RSI, and there's even divergences. Watch what our system does here in just a second. And so check it out. You see all these right here? See the red dots? Those are RSIs oversold, but that's only on the 15-minute. If you switch time frames, it's going to look different. And then you see right down here, that is the RSI is oversold. This is overbought. That's what the red means short, green means long right here. And so you come back and hit our box, and that's a valid long. But do you see how many red up here? This is really important. You guys all see this? Look how many red shorts that are on the 15-minute RSI like he's saying. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different candles. You see how none of them produce the short till the very last one? So that shows the inconsistency. And you want to know why? There's no box. But then look down here. Hold on. I just deleted. Why did it go away? I hit the Command Z button. That'll do that. So again, look at the reds. And you see how none of them reversed price. You see that? But then look at the single green down here. If you want to use RSI, just make sure it exists in our box. You see how that one exists in the box? And then that's green, bullish, go. But look at the current candles for NFP for Hassam or whoever one's asking. Do you see how there's no RSI on this? So you'd have to switch your time frame. And that's what most retail systems do. And your mentors and gurus on live candles, they'll change the time frame on a lower time frame to force one of these things to make their play feel like it's the right idea. And then when you get in a live setting, you can never recreate it. That's the problem. Here we teach concepts that are consistent, so you don't have to worry about if you can actually recreate it on your own. And you can ask our members if I'm lying. I don't think you think I'm lying, but ask them, man. Ask them if we don't do this every single day, that we provide systems that you can use on live candles, and it's a repetitive strategy versus other places where they blame you, and if you lose, they say manipulation, or they say you need to, work on your trading psychology or journal more. That's going to fix your trading. Again, it's in the textbook 101 of how to mentor people and steal their money, which we do not do here. But yeah, hopefully that was a good example about the RSI that you were asking. Cool. There's a new close. NQ is in a bullish confirmation. US 30, ES, everything's in a bullish confirmation. True Algo. If you want to wait for it to close inside of the green wall, that's totally fine as well. But we do have bullish confirmations across the board. And I'm only saying that True Algo because obviously you guys can see how far the stop is. The Russell is not in a bullish confirmation. It is neutral now. You guys see that? Hit the box, full take profit hit, shuts down, and now we are neutral. The SPY is still neutral, so still can't do anything. And then Microsoft is actually, after having that first win, everybody, is in a new bullish confirmation right here. So I'm going to leave them both on here for now. Apple is still in a bullish confirmation. And Tesla, you got to zoom in like crazy here so you guys can see this, because we don't use maybes or almost. You guys see how that candle, you got to zoom in like crazy, did not hit the box. So even Tesla currently is in a new bullish confirmation that we talked about earlier. Doesn't mean it's going to win, but also you can't open options contracts right now. And then NVIDIA, right side of our screen, is also in a bullish confirmation. So what do you see? Bullish, 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 bullish. That means the indexes should push up. Everybody with me? Cool. SPY is also, again, these two are neutral, but if you look over at here at NQ and the ES US 30, these are all still confirmed bullish. So on NQ, on average, we want it to travel about 65 handles or to the next green wall right here, everybody. Note that True Algo, you're thinking about your sizing here, guys, correct? Because of how far the potential stop loss is. The good thing is New York doesn't open for another 3 candles, so there should be less volatility, but sizing has to be the most important thing because of how far you are from the box. Gene, you're not correct. It's not that you should not take the idea, it's how you size. A position is still valid nonetheless. Also, we're trending bullish. So that's the other thing you got to think about when you say you can't take it because the stop loss is too big. That just means you have to size so that the stop loss doesn't bother you. And I'll show those of you guys that are not members what I mean in just a second. But you see how we're trending bullish both on the day and week. So when you're saying to stay away, the system is literally saying you should be looking to push up and look live. So if normally you guys enter into, let's say, 5 or up to 10 micros at a time, which 10 micros would equal a mini, it allows you to take your position and then scale out, then only enter in 2 here. That way you can save 8 of those contracts to go like this. And then you would still try to travel the average. And now you're talking about a 240 handle potential move. Oliver, for you, I don't think you remember, it is impossible for there to be a new move on gold now because gold is a 30-minute time frame and we haven't had a new close. We were in a bearish confirmation for that NFP, and now look, it's still in the same spot, bud. But again, one of the best parts of our system is it's that short that we had. A new short will be right here. And a long position would be if we get a bullish candle close above this, but that's not going to happen because look where the bullish candle would close. You basically would be hitting this box again. So again, the good part about our system is it tells you when you're supposed to stop. And sorry guys, I'm trying to stay on this NQ play. We're already up 30 handles on it. Again, right here, just so you guys can do the math. That's 34 handles. That's 140 ticks straight vertical. No stop hunt, nothing. US 30, you've gotten to the next box. ES, same thing too. Show you guys how the stocks are helping propel it. You can see Tesla, there's a win. You got to the next box. No new high yet on Microsoft and NVIDIA, getting close, but Apple center left did put in a new high as well, everybody. You're welcome, Oliver. Trying to cover as many things for you guys as possible as we bounce around. Again, still nothing new on the crypto, folks. And then as I was clicking around, we did push just a tiny bit higher. It was another 4 handles as I clicked around, guys. That's 38.5 handles. True Algo members, this is now 50% of your average win. If you're nervous about losing or if you're someone who struggles on live candles, this is where you shift your stop to break even. And then you have to be okay that if it trips you out of your position and then does this, at least you didn't lose. What's most important is, like, again, reminder, folks, if 95% of traders lose everything over 6 to 9 months, that means 95% of traders are not break even. But 38 handles straight vertical in less than 2 or 3 minutes is always a great win in my book. Congrats, Bart. Yeah, man, today is a lot of days this week have been really, really good. It's just been a very good week with our system. It could mean next week maybe it's going to be a little bit tougher, but the whole week overall, it's been very, very good, very consistent. especially Asia session too. But it'll be a little boring now, folks, while we're waiting for the next close in 10 minutes. A positive for all of you guys that are not index traders. Everything has a confirmation here in 10 minutes. Every single time frame confirms. Or sorry, every asset confirms. Welcome, ALS. Is DXY still bearish? Let's check. Yep. So mass FX, and I think I've seen you before, but the you see how it's hit the box up here? This is still a bearish confirmation, though it's totally appropriate to not be in the idea or be in an idea at the moment. You see where it's at now, and you could just be waiting for the next bearish candle close below, short city, and then get the euro to get back above, and then long. And that's what you could be waiting for. But it's neutral because you've hit the boxes above. You can't open a long position. Why is the NQ long valid? We are trending bullish both on a day and weekly. ES, US 30, all of them are confirmed bullish as well. Yep, I remember your name, bud. You guys see that 50% point being hit and then everything else hitting the 80% wall again and then starting to take profit. But all index futures, Jose or anyone else, are 15-minute time frame, not 30, not 5, not 1. Little take profit happening right now. Most of them are also testing that NFP high right now. That's what we're seeing as well. Again, if you look at the previous candle where it closed, that's the NFP high currently. So this next candle is testing it on almost every asset right now. Again, but that 80% wall on ES and US 30 are causing that take profit to occur again. So ALS, for me, and what I try to teach you guys using the stats, I do agree that it hit this box, but this is still a bullish confirmation from this box. And if you're not comfortable, you can wait, like I said earlier, and I said this on the live, guys, you can wait for a close in this box. But that's still a valid confirmation from here. The reason why I didn't draw a position on the ES and US 30 and only on the NQ is because the ES and ES and US 30 had less room before they would hit that box again. And then this one had a clear, like it could get to the full average move. This is 65 handles, guys, to get to the full take profit box or the average win. Yeah, the US 30 over here is the Dow, guys. 41K. Looks like the stocks are going to start pushing up again. See if Apple needs to get to this box, everybody. Everything already has gotten to a box. Microsoft has a little bit more to go. But remember what I said earlier, that we should muscle up more because Apple and things have a little bit further to go before they hit a box. So those longs are still holding. DXY is still going to be neutral. It needs to close lower. Euro needs to close higher for a new position. Or this could be a retracement entrance mass FX, as in it looks something like this. If you're not in the initial positions, then this would be the next DXY short because you're in retracement to then take it down to our 80% wall. The euro would look like this. If you're not in anything from earlier, then this would be your retracement entrance. And I think I have this saved. Yeah. The average win on the euro would look like that, which is roughly 36 pips. So wait for that candle to close, though. You don't have to chase anything. Wait for it to close. Wait for the retracement to end and see where you can get in at that retracement point. And there's your full win about to be hit on the NQ, everybody. Again, from a live setting. It's important to see it live. Again, nothing about being short. And then here comes 65 handles live on the NQ. Easy, man. Easy, low stress. Hassan, if you're here, are you still here? The person who asked that question? I'm sorry if I can't. I'll just say Mr. Salehi. I think that's a little bit easier. If you take anything right now and you go to that RSI again, I can assure you, if I go to a smaller time frame, the RSI is going to start telling you to sell. And you're not supposed to sell green. I mean, we got green. True Algo members, hopefully you guys realize this is green on green. You know what I mean? This is last Tuesday and last Thursday when prices literally went vertical until we got to level 7. But really nice big win here on index futures. SPY and Russell, there's no move. SPY up here, guys, can put in a new long position as long as it closes above that box. But right now, you can't take any idea. Also, New York is not open, so you can't open a SPY contract anyways. And just showing you guys, calling it for what it is. Look, isn't that cool? Again, it's important for you guys to see it from a live setting. A lot of the times, you guys can be done before New York ever starts. But look, just telling you what it is, that we had further to go up. The exact word I used was the stocks would muscle up because Apple needed to get to its box. It's crazy, right? You'll tell every reason why you shouldn't believe it. Then just watch the video again. It's crazy, right? Just to predict it without checking all these other tools, all this analysis. Who cares about daily bias that people check? People tell you that stuff so that they always have an excuse why you lose, and then they're just going to blame it on manipulation. We don't do that crap here. Yes, as of right now, Microsoft still has to go further before it hits a box. Apple's now hitting the take profit box on these positions. And then look, just to show you guys again live, look at the NQ. The average win is 65.5 handles. That's the exact win. Let me show you. Right there. We are 2 ticks away from the full average win. Watch. It's incredible. And now you're in Greenland. And there you go. Full average win. That's 65 handles, straight vertical in less than, what is it? I'm trying to do the math. 12 minutes and you're done. You can be done for your entire day. So good. So freaking good. You guys got to, and here's the biggest thing about you all on live settings. Who cares? Like, some of you guys are worried about NFP. If you're a prop firm trader, they even like lock you out the first 2 minutes, depending on your props. But like, look, man, like everyone always thinks you're going to miss the move if you miss that first candle and you just wait. And by the way, guys, if this candle that we're watching right now closed in the box, we would still be neutral and this would be the most boring stream ever. But instead, there you go. So I can't say this person's name. He's asking, does this work every single day? I don't know what your question is. Like, our system works every single day. There are wins and there are losses. There is no 100% win rate. If that's what you're looking for, you need to look elsewhere. That's not realistic in trading. You ask our members if this works every single day, like what you're seeing. I do this every single day with them. And then look at the take profit. It's so cool from a live setting. Look. Like, tell me why they're taking profit. You'll insert another term or terminology or concept that doesn't work on live candles. Like, we're showing you guys live. 260 ticks on the NQ is 65 handles. And look, they hit our average. They hit our 80% wall. Boom, take profit. Trying to see how far the ES is. The ES average win is 16.5 handles. There's the average win hit on the ES. The US 30, it's 105 points. And show you US 30. Voila. It's magical. Average win, average win, average win. All are with the stats that we provide. And then look at the take profit happening in a live setting. It's so important. You guys see Apple's now taking profit like I told you. It just had to get to the box, and it did. Microsoft also got to the box, like I said. Again, I'm not trying to be some magical guru for you. My goal is to help you all on live candles, handle volatility, and let moves play. Most of you get in your own way. You take profit too early. You hold your losses too long. Our system aims to fix that, and then this live coaching will help you. I joke around every now and then I'm trying to be people's therapist from a joking perspective, just about distracting them from the plays going in their favor and them getting out of their own way. So we just had a brand new close across everything so we can update everything. Right now, Tesla is now neutral. from the bullish idea that we had. Apple is now neutral from the bullish idea. Microsoft is now neutral, and Nvidia is now neutral. How am I saying everything is neutral if we have long positions? The long positions are still valid, but you can't open a new long position on this candle. Everybody with me? Cool. SPY is in a new bullish confirmation. You guys got that? ES, NQ, and look at that 80% rule, man. That is nuts. It's so beautiful. And you have to see it on a live setting. So it's so important. When you back test this, you won't ever feel like what that was for 4 minutes for it to be hitting our take profit and trying to get you to make a decision. And then where is the next bullish confirmation? When this candle closes in that box. Right now, the ES is green on green, True Algo members. This is line-to-line trading now. So it would look something like this, where you have to handle that volatility. Does this make sense, everybody? And then US 30, same suit. You are line-to-line trading because you are green on green. That means up, up, and away. Gold, folks. Ooh, you actually did get it, guys. Look, sorry. I remember what I said earlier. Let me update the screen. This is an active bearish confirmation. Look, 2 in a row on gold. You see it? Bearish candle closed below the box. I told you when this play was done, that's 95 points, 95 points. And now you're in a new active short on gold. And then the average win is 95. Let me adjust this for you right here. You're trying to get gold down to 3247.8. That's the next winning position. Nothing to do on oil, nothing to do on silver, but almost back-to-back wins all in a single couple of minutes here on gold. Sorry that I didn't jump to it as soon as the candle closed. Forex, folks, you have to still be neutral. Mass FX, if you're watching, buddy. You see how, again, there's no way to get a bullish confirmation because you hit a box. Same thing with the euro. So you can't do anything. Look at another asset or don't do anything at all. Reminder, there's no new long position here on the NQ. And True Algo members, if you guys are watching, again, as we evolve to the volatility markets, you see how this candle was a bullish confirmation from that box? And then this one up here is not. That is not a bullish confirmation from that box. So that's why you have to wait for the next close inside the green to take a new idea. Just showing you the difference between this one and then the current candles, because that candle that we just played for 95 vertical handles, sorry, 65 handles, that candle didn't touch this box. That's why the long was produced on the previous candle, not the candle you're currently on. Congrats, Milton. Yeah, I mean, it's an easy day. I feel like most of the streams this week, we've had a really easy or close to really easy play out. Then the New York session has a little bit of consolidation here and there, but the live stream plays have gone really well. Gold is now 50% the average win, everybody. Again, watch this from a live setting. If 95 points or 95, whatever you want to call it, is your average win, then that 50% mark is right around 47. And you can see literally we are 3 minutes into this candle, everybody. And you're already 50% of the average win. In a live setting now, take your stop loss and move it to break even when you practice. Reminder, everybody, everything I'm showing you is just from a demo and paper trade purpose. We are not a signal service, but I do feel we're one of the only ones that can do this on live candles. Argentina, I know I've seen you on most of these streams, right? I know you're not a member, but I'm glad that you're here. Anything that you can learn, I hope I help you, even if it's just staying on a consistent time frame. And then just so you guys can see from a live setting, remember what I said about the stocks that we watch? Remember that all of them are neutral? So now look at the indexes, and that's the difference. Reminder, the previous candle, everything was confirmed bullish. And everything rushed to take profit, and we had those 65 handles vertical on the NQ. But do you see how the candle now, we're 4 minutes in, and things are drying up a little bit? It's because of this. You can see all 4 stocks have gone from being bullish to hitting our box. So when would the next bullish run occur? Up here. Every single one of these has to close above their next box. And then that would be bullish across the board to push up. If not, it's a big area for take profits and the potential for price to push back down. Hope that makes sense, everybody. Which can make the extension up here. Remember, True Algo members, I don't like to play line to line. It's about taking the position earlier from our system and then letting runners run. think gold is just taking profit a little bit right here. It did travel even more than the 50% average. Yeah, Bart, one of the nicest things is like, I'm serious, guys, about like just being consistent to the point where you can be done before New York opens. I mean, your day's done. You can literally move on. You don't got to do anything else. Some of you guys have to go to work, and now you can just go to work and enjoy the play that you just had and not even look at the charts anymore. You're going to watch gold put in another new low here. It just did a second ago. And let it keep running. Again, this is the average win, that 3247.8 to be exact. There's another new low. Almost there. You're now traveled about 80% of the average win in your favor, everyone. See if we can get this move to finish live before I come back over to the indexes. You guys see oil's now pushing against the idea. There's another new low. There's another new low. Boom. There you go. Let's go. Consistency. Consistency. That is 95 points straight down. No stop hunt. Back to back. 95, 95. Average win, 95 in the system. Just freaking beautiful, man. People always say, can you do this every day? Yes. You don't win every play. Let me be clear. Like, look, oil's about to have a loss. But, like, this is what we do every single day. If you're going to play on prop firms like someone's asking, you need to decide which prop firm's rules work best for you. No offense, the asset has nothing to do with it. Prop firms' rules have everything to do with it. That's what you need to do. I mean that. Oliver, am I right that you're that gold person from way back when we caught the massive move up? Back when it was down at like 2,700 or something? Isn't that you? My memory is pretty good. I feel like you're the same Oliver. But yeah, Rishaw, I hope that makes sense what I just said. You're asking, is Forex best with our system with the prop firm? Our system works great across the board. You need to decide on the prop firm what their rules are so that you can win. And many of you guys on prop firms, we just helped one of our members. They were very inconsistent because the prop firm they were on forced them to use minis. That's 10 times the risk of a micro. And now they're starting to practice on micros and they're starting to beat it, like beat the system. Because again, a prop firm has a less than 1.8% chance for you to get a payout. And so you need to decide which asset has the lowest volatility or the most volatility, whatever works for you. I can tell you this, when members join us and they practice, a lot of people play the NQ and US 30 because those provide the most volatility. The problem is people don't realize the NQ and US 30, this is unrelated to our system, provide the biggest losses. So it's best practice to practice on the ES, not on the NQ. Even though you guys saw me show the NQ and I'm still showing it. And then if you're a US 30 person, it might be really helpful for you to practice on the Russell. The Russell has a higher win rate, has almost a 70% win rate overall, and a 1.5R just from the original position, not on the retracement that you can take advantage of like Carrie Ann did live. You can see the NQ putting in another new high live, everybody. It's so cool, man. Look at gold. Again, just showing you. Like, and then people are going to say like, oh, look, there was a gap fill, so that's why it's taking profit there. Yeah, guys, if I change the time frame, guess what changes? That gap. You only see the gap because I'm choosing to be on the same time frame always. If I switch this time frame, there are going to be 2 15-minute fair value gaps in different places. I'm not hating on the concept. You can use whatever concepts you want. What I'm saying is don't now pick to be like, oh, look, it took profit here. Okay, then why did it take profit there? And you didn't, in that concept, you wouldn't have shorted anything. That's where our system beats that. Now, listen, if you're those types of traders that use those concepts, then guess what? You got to short down to get that filled. You need our system to help you so that you can use those concepts and be consistent, because that's the problem with them. Those concepts, there's literally well over 100, correct, to follow. There's even indicators dedicated to it. And so you use our box system overlay and our strategy of closes to then help you get to those targets that you're going to set yourself. But I'm going to tell you, you can start getting rid of them when you get more used to our system. We have a lot of members here where we have to break them out of their old habits that don't work on live candles. They work great in hindsight, but when they get on live candles, they fail. So that's why we teach them to use our system and our stats instead. And there's another new win on the NQ. US 30, you guys see line to line, what I was talking to you guys about. US 30 is about to get to it. Again, trying to be your guys' therapist therapy isn't like the right thing to say. What I'm trying to tell you is I try to distract our members that the long positions were activated from a demo and paper trade purpose only. And if the play doesn't move instantaneously, many of you guys are used to the 1 minute and 3 minute time frame, very hostile environment to be in. And you're wanting it to push up, but it doesn't push up in a second. So you're having to wait. And so I distract you so that now you can take advantage. And there you go. There's line to line, another 50 points on US 30. The ES looks like it's up roughly, 8.5, 9 handles. And look at the NQ. It's just freaking glorious, man. What was 65 handles is now 100. Guys, if you just set your stop loss to break even and let your runners run, that is an extra 40 handles. And look, the next line by True Algo is hit. Again, can it be done live? And watch what happens when I show you gold. Oh, it's so good. Again, if you're trying to decide, is it going to invert or is it going to hold? Who cares? Like, our system does its job. Let the runner run. Shift your stop loss to break even. If you have runners, let it go. If you don't have runners, then you're out of the play. But again, if you have runners, you can try to let it get to this next box. And then set that stop to break even on the runners and be okay if it gets stopped out. You already had the average hit. It's so clean. So clean. Microsoft putting in a new high. NVIDIA putting in a new high. Yeah, I tend to not get emotional in my ideas, but I think the one thing that people lack is, if you ever hear me get excited for a win, 95, I will say 99% of people can't do this on live candles. And so I am excited when our members are able to take advantage of markets. It's so important. And so I will always be excited when we are able to predict what it's going to do, take it, and then it runs it. But I'll never let my emotions decide whether or not I take a play. You can ask every one of our members that are in chat right now if that ever is affected. You'll never hear me cry, manipulation, if I lose. All that is a lie designed by your other places to make sure that you trust them, even though their system doesn't work on live candles. Ours does, and you see it for yourself. Gold is still going to keep hovering around our average take profit. It's just beautiful, man. Oil, big, heavy retracement, and now pushing down. If you guys get a chance, can you all please like and subscribe the video? I always forget to say that stuff. I'm trying to just focus on markets with everybody. But it's hard to want to keep jumping on here from a live setting with you all on YouTube if I don't know if you guys appreciate the stream. No offense. So I don't want to bother you guys. Because I'd rather stay on Discord with our members. We do this every day, by the way. Like, we try to just pop on YouTube once a week for free for everybody. But you can ask our members every single day. We do this with them. For the record, US 30 did pop the line now. You guys see this over here? Boom. There you go. It's to the tick, too. You ever heard people talk about to the tick and they sort of make it look like it's to the tick? That is the literal tick. Let's go, man. And then it's so important, guys, from a live setting. Look at it taking profit. That's the problem with other concepts. Like, you don't see that immediate reaction and you have to go to like a tiny time frame for them to support their idea, which, by the way, guys, if you ever notice that you struggle in live candles and you're trying to play the 1 minute time frame, the stress level is so high. That's why those people show you in hindsight, or they don't show you it live, they show you it after the fact. Because trading on the 1 minute time frame is bots. You're trading against bots and you're going to lose. Bots have no emotion. But like, look at this from a live setting, man. It's so cool. It really is. True Algo members, a lot of you guys have been asking us over the past 2 weeks with these trends with our system. Again, remember what I said, trending on a daily and a weekly. That's your line to line that you asked me about. and instantly it's touched, and then there's your take profit. It's not the average win you're looking for, just line to line. Silver and gold, like right here, Lay, sorry, I'm trying to pronounce your name correctly. You see this right here? You see the green candle before this? See the hit of the box? That means it's a bullish candle that hits a box above, you're neutral. So you can't do anything on silver. And then now this is a bearish candle hitting a box below, neutral. So silver's telling you to stay away still. Oil, really good retracement now for True Algo members. So this is actually a really good opportunity for you guys to watch this. We actually had this question in our general chat, our free side. So this is the first position we show you on oil, and this is what you're trying to do on oil. Stay with me, because oil has one of the highest win rates of our system at 80%, though oil has been difficult the past month. So look right here. This is your initial short confirmation. You see how it pushes down, and I show you guys this in the social videos. It retraces against you, and you freak out, correct? You are terrified right here. But I need to explain this to you, and you need to watch it live. If our win rate is 80%, that means 80% of the time you will never close above the stop loss right there. So look at how we retrace back to the box. This asset also says with our stats, there's an 81% chance you will retrace back to the box. And you can see it did it twice. This is a True Algo sniper entrance right here. You still use the stats from the same initial entrance, but this is what you're targeting now. Again, a little bit over a 4.5 R. But what's most important is like this is how you react to markets live. Entrance 1 retraces back, close inside the box. Entrance 2, huge win going to be. Huge. And this is how we teach you guys to use our system. And you guys have seen the social videos, but you need to see it live. You don't want to just see me talk about it afterwards. This. And think about it. I can't explain that in a 60-second YouTube short. You know what I mean? Or an Instagram reel. Like, you guys got to see this stuff on live candles, man. You've been fed BS everywhere else. We at least call it for what it is. And I want you guys to be able to take advantage of that and not be scared anymore in markets. You can see everything except for ES hit that next line, take profit, and you can see them literally taking profit. It's beautiful. Apple, I want to show you guys something. Like, look, that was that win. And now look, what do you see on Apple? And this is really important, guys, because the next candle is New York open. This is a bearish confirmation now. Do you see how it hit the box and closed bearish? Apple's telling you to look for shorts now for New York open, at least on Apple. Microsoft is currently neutral from the longs that played out. You see where it is? There's no close above to go long, and there's no bearish candle below to go short. So currently this is neutral. That means at New York open, if this bearish candle closes right at New York open, you can look for shorts or puts for you options folks. Same thing with NVIDIA. I'm going to delete the longs off the screen because they're neutral. And True Algo members, listen to me. There is a high probability all four indexes can confirm bearish here right at New York open. This is not a short on the Russell, everybody. Doesn't matter how good this looks because you have hit the green. You cannot short from the green. You can long it, you can't short it. There's a reason why it's green. Crypto folks, you guys have still pretty much done nothing. Again, I'm not saying that's about you. I'm saying with the system, because the system is telling you to be neutral. Just stay out of its way. Let them consolidate and chop people up who over leverage. And then Lay, if you're still here, you see the green candle now. If that candle closes green, then silver will put in a bullish confirmation. You see again, hit a box below, close green, bullish, look to push up. But it can't hit the box above at the same time like the previous candle. Forex, remember what I said? Mass FX, if you're still here, bud, you can see that retracing that happen. And then what I talked about, where now if you're in the position, retrace, close, and can push down. Or this would be a new bearish confirmation to go lower. You need the euro to go a little bit higher. We can try to see if the pound has a position as well. So right now you're looking to see if there's any bullish confirmations because DXY is bearish, not bullish. Come on. And then the previous candle was a bullish confirmation with that. I mean, look how cool this is. Like, you see this crazy wick? And then look, this is the play now on the pound. And then this is roughly about 16 pips would be the average win, right about right there. And it would look something like this. Average stop is 9 pips right here. That's the average win. But you've already hit the box. Look at gold. It's so cool, man. It's so cool. And then the only thing I want to do is I don't want to confuse you guys are you okay now if I get rid of this NQ position? I can leave it on there. I'm just worried that if new people jump in, they're going to not understand why if it pushes against them, why it's in that long position still. Again, I'm just drawing the position of what we had earlier on the live stream. Steven's asking for ES. Excuse me. You need to have confluence with NQ. They are confluence assets. Once you enter into the green, you don't have to have confluence anymore. But if you're worried about the volatility, especially with New York Open, you can always have confluence always. But right now, they're all green bullish in the trending system right now, Steven. Scott says SPY is neutral. SPY is still confirmed bullish, actually, Scott. Right here. Still in that bullish confirmation. So SPY is still looking for calls at open. But remember, a bunch of these stocks are trying to flip it bearish. So it could be one of those things like if you're worried, you just wait one 15-minute candle. You're welcome. New York opens here in 9 minutes. Thank you guys again for hanging out with me. We've already been on here for how long? I see what you just sent. Ooh, I didn't notice that. Fix that. Thanks, West. You guys see DXY going as planned now. And then, again, for the people on Forex, the pound, again, the average win is 31 pips. So it's right there. It's already at the box, but trying to see if we can get the pound to finish playing out the average on the live stream. Look at gold. This, again, that's what I'm talking about, guys, with live candles. You see that? And then you'll try to fit that narrative with this, but again, our average was hit, and that's why that play is done for us. It's not a long position. If you guys enter long in here, how did you play the previous ones? You know what I mean? But congrats. I'm going to get this out of the way so people aren't confused on the New York Open here shortly. But two big, again, that's over 19 points on gold. 2 straight candles. Thanks, West. I got it fixed now, but I appreciate you. I'm not sure how that got clipped. New York opens in 6.5 minutes, everybody. Just a bunch of waiting now as we get closer to New York Open. I'll update everything in a couple of minutes. I'm going to be a little quiet now as I'm just waiting. One of our new members, sorry, I'm trying to answer one of his questions on the Forex side. I'm not sure if I think his name is Palma. Palma, if you guys watch Apple playing out, by the way, and then watch, you'll see the index is struggling more. It's cool, right? Just because Apple's now in a bearish confirmation. But Palma, really quick, this is what your screen looks like right now if I'm trying to mimic yours. This is what your screen looks like. You're like trying to make ideas off of this. You need to look like that. Like zoom out so you can see the day system for what it is. I'm trying to talk to you as I see your post on our Discord to help you. And we use the futures series for Forex. There you go. I see you answering my questions now in Discord. So as you guys see, like my goal here is to help everybody always. So it's one of the different places I think here is that when you have questions, we answer them. So like I'm literally on a YouTube stream. It probably isn't the smartest thing for you guys all watching for me to go silent for a second, but they had a question in Forex and I'm trying to answer it to them. And that's what I was posting just now. You guys see, by the way, the average win was just hit on the pound. Again, 31 pips. And there you go. So mass FX, if you're still here, bud, you can see DXY playing out now from the rotation retracement back down. And no long because you've hit the box to stop. Gold going nuts now from our average. Silver too. If silver hits this box lay in 5 minutes, there's no position. So you're going to have to hurry up and wait again. Still nothing on crypto. Three and a half minutes from New York Open, everybody. You guys can see oil earlier was still struggling and still struggling again. Came down, hit that initial entrance, allowed you to get out a little bit of take profit or even just to get out at break even. So turned a small win into a loss with pressure to then back to being out at break even. And then you can move on about your day rather than trying to force every play to be a massive win. Again, yeah, that's stuff you have to do on live markets. Gold will be in a bullish confirmation with this green candle from this box, everybody. We've had 2 shorts live, but this would be a bullish confirmation. You guys see the push down now? Again, watch Apple. That bearish confirmation is going to cause everything to struggle here. 2 minutes from that New York Open, and then I'll update everything across the board, everybody. So Mass is saying with gold for flipping bullish, the red doesn't matter. The red is the weekly trend, and we use the day system to guide us, Mass. And so you see this green candle. As long as it doesn't pop this box, like touch it, then it's still a bullish confirmation, and we can look to push up. But if it touches that box, then you can't do anything. You have to sit there and wait. Silver did touch the box, so now you have to wait on silver again. You got to be, or Mr. Vin, whatever your name is, you have to be more specific about which asset. We use the main brokers for almost everything. So like the CME is the broker for index futures. Crypto, we use Bybit as their broker, if you want to call that a broker, I guess. And then we use the future side for most everything. So COMEX, NYMEX for oil, COMEX for gold and silver. And then DXY, we use the future series. Big win, by the way, for Forex. Huge, huge win. Again, CME, the 6 series. So, all right, so New York is going to open here in 2 minutes, everybody. I'm going to remove like this position because I don't want to confuse any of you guys from the wins we've already had, because now you're about to be into a new idea. So how to play, remember we went line to line on these. So, and I just want to show you how to navigate the current candle that we're about to have. On the ES, right now, the only thing you can be looking for is it to go up. But we teach our members to not play in this area for new positions. Even if you want to try to go line to line, it's just a volatile move that we don't want to be in. We want to take the longs that produce us to get up here in the first place. So it's going to be waiting. And now look at the NQ. It's already hit full take profit twice and now rejecting. But this is not a short. And you guys need to understand this the way I teach our members using our system with Otoro is like, if we push straight down right now, it's not a short. You just have to let it go. You can short it, but that's not how to use the system, even though you see the box pushing price down. And then US 30, folks, remember line to line, it's done. And if you're like, can I short this down to the next line? No. You literally have green on green. Don't fight the trend. Let it go. Move on to another asset. Be consistent. SPY is going to open up right at the retracement point. It's still going to be bullish, but that's at retracement. And then we are still neutral on Russell. So that's another reason to wait on the first candle for New York Open. Apple is fully played out, by the way. You guys see that? I have to remove this position now on Apple. It's already played out. So if you're trading individual stocks on Apple, you can do that right now, but not options. So options, folks, you can't do anything at open for Apple. Tesla does look like it's going to confirm puts at New York Open. And then Microsoft just hit our 80% wall and stop. There's New York Open. Tesla is in a bearish confirmation, everybody, right here.
Microsoft is now neutral from the wins earlier. You can see Apple was bearish and now just continuing to push down. And then Nvidia is neutral. Most things are neutral right now, everybody. So again, no new move on index futures. SPY's retracing back into the box. You could wait for this candle to close, folks. You might get a really good long position from the low, or we could go very, very bearish. And then True Algo, remember, Russell is still neutral, but you've popped the box from a retracement standpoint. And then if it closes above in 15 minutes, we could be in a long position. So this is one of those ones that I'm telling you guys, you wait for the candle to close. Let me quickly check gold and silver, sorry. Gold is in a bullish confirmation, but silver is telling you to stop. Oil, folks, we are still in the same bearish confirmation overall. You can see, what's it called? Apple is just short city, but everything else is pushing up. Crypto, folks, again, you are now an hour and 15, 20 minutes into the stream, and there is still nothing for you to do. So crypto is going to be boring. Sorry, guys. Wait for the Asia session for them to turn the volume back on. And yeah, and all you're going to see now is candles flip neutral with our system because there's no clear position or confirmation to go up or down. It's it. It's going to be very neutral and very boring. And then this is a new bullish confirmation on the pound up here, guys. Again, you don't extend this position. That means the win that we just had, again, we wanted 31 pips. You just got that point. And then now this is the next version of the pound. Let me get it. This actually just get out of my way. There we go. That would be the next move that you're looking for on the pound. And you do have a bearish confirmation on DXY. True Algo members, you guys see this right here? My US 30 macro target from Sunday was just hit. For the record, everybody that's here, you're not going to believe me. But True Algo members, call me out if I'm lying. Actually, I'll just show you. Let's just do that. Give me 1 second. US 30. Right now, I'm not looking at the screen that you guys are looking at. It's going to be so cool. I just want to show you guys so that there's no hindsight BS like with other places. All right, ready? Everyone watch this. Oh, I don't know if I can switch. Oh, I can do it like this. It's a little bit harder with the streaming service. You guys should be able to see my US 30 chart in just a second. So on Sunday, I told True Algo members the only thing we could be looking for is to go up. And I told them that US 30 was going to be the most bullish. They can tell you if I'm lying. We also post the charts. Look, this was given on Sunday that we were going to go exactly to 41,366. And that's why you saw those alerts. It's incredible, man. Like, we are trying to be ahead of the times, and I literally mean that. We're here to help people. God, it's so good. You guys see the chop now here at the top? Again, you're green on green. You can't short. You cannot short this. Russell just going ape. SPY, folks, again, that retracement live and now pushing up, holding the system. Again, it's still in a long confirmation. I don't know what gold and silver is doing. Gold, heavy retracement back down because silver said to stop. Oil, folks, this potentially could push you all the way down in profit. I need to actually do something on one of my oil positions. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. There we go. Pound going further. This is the macro chart. Sorry. Apple just going ape. Microsoft, Nvidia going straight vertical. Again, they're traveling to our green boxes. Apple's diverging from the rest of the markets. You guys see that? Again, it's because of that right there. It's really cool. Chris, congrats, bud. It's really cool. You guys don't know this about Chris, but just a lot of our members, like, they come here, like all of you, they come from other places. And like, there's so many habits that we have to try to help them break just to conform to our educational side. And then it really does start to lower the stress from what you guys do, from all the crap you learned everywhere else that doesn't work on live candles. It just doesn't work, man. So Chris, again, you've really changed, bud. I'm really happy for you. These markets are designed to break people. You guys see Tesla, really heavy retracement on the options side, and now it's in your favor. And if you got in, options are played a little bit different because the volatility is very quick. But if you got into that retracement, now you're heavily in your favor. That options, and today's Friday, guys, so literally options contracts are super cheap when you practice. Russell just went straight vertical and straight to the 80% wall too. It's so cool. And then look what I was saying about, again, the chop here. Like you guys see these three, there's nothing to do right now. And you're just sitting in the same candle. Look at the two previous candles, like for NFP and the bullish confirmations from our system. And then up here, I tell you, you guys can't do anything. And now look at the current candle. It's from a live setting. It's just chop. So cool, man. You got to see it live over and over again. Oil's headed right back to the same exact entrance point. I won't be on here much longer, everybody, but make sure you guys watch oil. The goal is to get oil down to 58.4, potentially all the way down to 58.23. Nothing for you crypto folks, sorry. Tesla, by the way, just hit the first take profit for you options folks. There's take profit 1 being hit. Hopefully that helped you guys. Notice there's no positions on the other ones because there's nothing to take, just Tesla. And there's another new low on the options contracts. This is really positive in your favor. Yeah. I mean, I want oil to play out live, but I'm not going to stay on much longer. We've been on for an hour and 20 minutes now, everybody. You guys see that gold retracement? And now look at it. I know it can freak you out, but like just look. Whoop! And then straight back up. Oil push it down potentially for another new low on this candle. This could cause the flood on oil to go down quicker. Just has to break that low. And then we are still doing nothing over here. Reminder, True Algo members, this is not a short. I don't care if it wins and it feels great. You got to follow the rules. So if you win on that, congrats, but you need to do it for other reasons. Do not use the stats to support your idea. And then the NQ is following that, the Apple move right now, and the fact that Tesla is pushing down too. 80% wall is rejecting Microsoft, and 80% wall is rejecting NVIDIA. Let's go, man. Just beautiful across the board. There goes the new low on oil, everybody. Trying to get this one to play out to the next box for you guys on live. Gold's almost back to the initial entrance area. Silver and gold continue to diverge. Again, it's a very dangerous territory between the two of them right now to be using positions at the same direction because they are diverging. You guys can see it live. Again, look, gold's about to turn green. Silver is unbelievably red. I mean, it's playing the boxes perfectly. You guys can see it, right? Like green from this box, red from that box. But those assets tend to always move in confluence with each other, and they are not. Here comes the pound about to have another average win live on stream, guys. Look, you can call me out if it's BS. Like, it's freaking like so good. There. Take profit 1 is now hit. There's the box. You're trying to get to 31 pips, though. So you just have a little bit further to go on the pound. Again, NQ is in free fall, guys, but this isn't a short to take. That's why I'm showing you guys other assets. I don't waste time here. If you're not a member, you can have fun shorting this, but we won't, and I don't show you guys how to do that. US 30, folks, you guys see that? That's why that alert went off. I hope that helps you guys. Again, full take profit hit from Sunday's stream. You can see the pound now taking profit. Come on, oil. Push. And Tesla, remember what I said? It hit our take profit from our box, and now look at it. Again, from a live setting, you've got to be able to handle that volatility, everybody. So if you keep having a position, you're like, oh, I'm going to hold further. Like, no, man, like you hit our box. It's done. Nothing new on Russell, nothing new on SPY. Here comes pound to do the full average move live on stream. Remember, 31 pips. It looks like it's 3 short at the moment. Almost there. Hopefully that helps you 4X people. Here comes, come on. There you go. Boom. Back to back on the pound, live. Ta-da. You see like it's to the literal tick, right? It's so cool, man. And then immediately take profit. It's so good. So good. And DXY just has further to go. So it just means that on average, the euro and the pound are going to push up further. And then look, Sporticus, are you still here, bud? Do you see how good this is? Do you see what I said? That this is not a short? Unless, look at this is why we tell you guys, like, you get duped on these small time frames with your previous places. Look at that. You guys, if you think these moves are small, these are 1 minute candles. That's 50 handles in 2 minutes against you if you short this high because you're following those short time frame confirmations. We are green on green. The only thing our members should be looking for is to push up. If you short this, the markets are going to punish you just like that. I have to stay consistent with you guys that there was no short. It's just longs. But everyone sees that drop and every retail trader starts shorting. Every RSI is telling you that it's time to sell. And then sure enough, boom. And they're going to get wrecked. I feel bad for them, but someone has to lose. You know what I mean? And I'd much rather be them than us. Huge win on the pound, continuing to go. Remember what I said? DXY has further to go. It needs to get to this box. So hopefully that helped you out, Forex folks. Beautiful. Low volatility as far as the wick barely touched into your opening of the positions, and it's just straight vertical. Congrats. Oil's now putting in another new low live on the stream, everybody. Gold putting in a new high as I was traveling around. Again, look, you guys can call me out for any of the BS you see on live streams, but look at it. Like how many assets to cover at one time just using the system and not moving around with all these tools and indicators you guys use in concepts. Concepts don't work on live candles. Concepts worked on Hindsight. The only thing I'm going to be frustrated about is like I jump off this stream and then oil's going to go straight to this take profit and you guys won't see it. So please watch oil for me as I jump off here shortly. Crypto folks, again, sorry, but you got to stay out of the way. And this is the way you avoid chop. Nothing else. Again, just hitting some reloads on SPY and some of the stocks. And then look at those. That's so beautiful, man. Sakai, you're not a member, bud. And so, one, I would never answer your question like that, ever. Like, that concept of, so we can go long for gold, you can do whatever you want, but you don't use our system. We're not a signal service. And it's, if you were to join our system and that's the questions that you would ask, it's not going to be able to help you. We will help you, though, if you join. I'll flip the way you look at markets. Oil, again, putting in another new low. Again, you small time frame folks, you guys can see every single minute there's a new low. And then just sitting here neutral. All right, folks, I'm jumping off now. The biggest thing that, guys, I would appreciate is, like, even if you like the video now, it actually doesn't catalog them until after. So, like, once this stream is done, if you guys get a chance, hit the like button. We appreciate it. I always forget to ask people to do that as I'm just worried about using the system on live candles and not worried about that stuff. If you're not a member of us on Discord, just come on over, ask questions. We're here to help. We're not a signal service. It's really important. But you guys saw the stream. Again, another NFP high volatility day, but we're able to predict with precision and have an actionable idea where to enter, where to take profit, only from a demo and paper trade purpose. I mean it. Like, we provide the best education in the markets. I really do believe that. And if you don't, that's totally okay. Eventually, you'll join us and you'll see exactly what us and our members are doing every single day. Cool. But I appreciate you guys. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Any questions, come jump over to our Discord. Thank you, everybody. Take care.